All right, on to number 2. All right, our next award winners are out of Minneapolis Center. They're over there? Okay. All right, the sector was staffed with a partially certified radar controller, Shane Boulds, and a D-side-only controller, Justin Dokken. They helped Cessna 90181 Papa with a solo pilot remain calm by keeping her focused on ensuring the aircraft was stable while talking her through a difficult landing in very strong wind conditions. Please play the video.
Minneapolis Center, Cessna 9181 Papa. I'm getting a lot of wind and I can't contact Grand Rapids. Would I be able to divert and go back to Traverse City, please?
You want to go back to Traverse City, number 81 Papa?
That's affirmative.
Okay, number 9181 Papa. I'll show that as your destination. I'll talk to Grand Rapids about it.
Thank you so much. Minneapolis Center, Cessna 9181 Papa. Can I please go to Big Rapids?
Yeah, number 9181 Papa. I'll show that in the system there. Big Rapids is at your 1 o'clock and 5 miles. Let me know when you see it.
I got it in sight, and there's some crazy turbulence. I can report it when I'm on the ground, but I'm going to focus on getting the aircraft on the ground.
Okay, are you having trouble controlling the aircraft right now?
I can keep it in control. It's hard to maintain altitude, and I just got a gust, a big updraft where I hit my head on the top of the cockpit. So I'm going to put it on the ground and then contact my people in Traverse City.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Just focus on flying the airplane for now.
Where are the winds coming from? What's the direction?
The wind there at Big Rapids is 310 at 12, gusts 23. Can you see the airport?
That's a negative.
Okay, you don't see the airport?
Correct, I do not see the airport. I can actually see the airport. I will go I'll go to Big Rapids, please.
Okay, number 9181 Papa, at the airport again. It's about 100 heading from where you are right now. Nice deep breath. Let's focus on what we know how to do, all right? So we're just going to fly the airplane. Make sure you know your speeds, right? You know what speed you're going to fly on final there?
I need to be on an 70 knot mile.
Yep, that's right. And you know, when we're flying in heavy wind, we also don't use as much flaps as we do in normal. So make a decision on how much flaps you want to use there. I normally use about 20 degrees when I'm flying the 172.
Okay, I'm gonna just do a downwind for runway 27 because right now I have a 9 knot tailwind, and then I'm going to turn my plane around so I can have a headwind.
All right, well, Papa, that's a good idea. Runway 27 is going to be a better runway than runway 9 there because the wind is from 310. Number 81 Papa, radar contact is lost. Say your altitude.
1,200, 81 Papa.
Roger. Number 671 Echo Alpha, change to my frequency 120.85, please, and have your relay for me.
20.85, 1 Echo Alpha.
Number 81 Papa, I'm going to have another aircraft listen up on this frequency for you. Would you let us know when you're on the ground, please? Let me know if you have any questions as well, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem. You're doing all right. Just focus on flying the airplane, okay? I don't see any other traffic nearby. I want you to stay with me instead of going to CTAF, okay?
Okay, stay with you, and I'm going to turn left base for runway 27.
All right, sounds good.
I want to go out for my handoff.
I want to go off. I'm going to have you listen up on this frequency for a Skyhawk. It's 81 Papa. She's landing there at the Big Rapids Airport. Student solo, fighting the wind a little bit right now.
Okay, very good. I'm going to see if I can help. Let me know.
All right. All right, number 81 Papa. Focus on your crosswind landing technique. That the wind should be coming from the right side of the airplane there. So as you get a little closer to the ground, you want to use right down into the wind with left rudder to make sure you stay straight.
Okay, 81 Pop, this is 1 Echo Alpha. You say you're on the ground, safe and sound? Okay, Minnie, 671 Echo Alpha, 81 Pop's on the ground, safe and sound.
At the time, SkyWest 7410 was also flying through the sector and had taken note of the situation. The captain tracked down the Minneapolis Center Fac Rep, Tony Walsh, through Facebook and called him the next day to advise him that he'd heard the situation unfold and thought the controller did a fantastic job. He also sent a letter to the facility. I would like to share a portion of that now. On April the 9th, we were halfway through briefing our approach into Chippewa Falls International Airport when we heard the controller begin to give assistance to what seemed to be a low-time student pilot. We couldn't hear her, however, it was clear she was having trouble. The controller did an amazing job at calming her down, walking her through what seemed to be an approach with strong gusty winds, low ceilings, as well as giving her multiple options for alternate airports. How he helped her keep the aircraft under control was spot on by suggesting flap settings, speed for the aircraft, and other great pointers. From what I know, she eventually landed safely somewhere. A big kudos to that controller for keeping his cool and helping out the pilot. When I first saw this, when I got this for the Archie League, this hit close to me, to home. I'm a Beaver graduate, a CTI student, so I also have my pilot's license. This same exact thing happened to me 25 years ago. It was an August day, it was hot, it was windy, it was bumpy. It was so bumpy, as a matter of fact, the window popped open and sucked up my sectional chart right out of the window. And I distinctly remember a warm feeling down here somewhere and wet. And that is no lie. So when I got on the ground, my instructor came over to the plane and said, "Hey, we got to get you scheduled for your next lesson." And I was like, "No, I'm good, I'm good." So when I told my father that night that I'm not going to be an air traffic controller because I can't complete the flying portion of the pro program, eventually I got back into it and finished. But the job that Justin and Shane did was absolutely amazing. But instead of me telling you what a great job they did, let's hear from the person who was actually there that day. Help me welcome to the stage the pilot of November 90181 Papa, Rachel Prinz.
Wow, okay, there are a lot of people here. Well, thank you, Drew, for the introduction, and thank you for NATCA for the invitation to be here tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rachel Prinz, and I'm the pilot in that transmission. Whew. That was the first time I heard that, so it's a little intense right now. I don't know if you could tell, but that situation caused me a lot of distress. But I can truly say that that was a situation where everything went exactly right. I was scared, but I had Justin and Shane, two incredible air traffic controllers, reassuring me that I was going to be okay and that we were in it together. You kept me focused on flying the plane and getting it on the ground safe. Distracted me from my fear. Thank you. Distracted me from my fear by asking me to walk you through my decision making. I'm not sure I can put into words how much I appreciate that. I learned a lot that day, but my main takeaway was that without our air traffic controllers, our skies would not be as safe or run as efficiently as they do. And I'm so honored to not only meet you in person, but be a part of presenting you with this award. Thank you for everything that all of you guys do, and congratulations.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Justin, the D side, was not able to be here tonight because he didn't want to miss his stage 4 radar class. So good for him. So please join. So accepting the award for Justin will be Minneapolis Center Fac Rep Tony Walsh. So join me in welcoming our Great Lakes Archie winners, Shane Boulds and Tony Walsh for Justin Dokken.
Well, I wasn't nervous before, but now I am. I had no idea that was happening, so that's new for me. That's also my first time listening to that, so who else hates their controller voice? Anybody else? I don't sound like that, do I? On this day was the first and hopefully last time I was thankful that I squeezed my wide frame into a small 172 hundreds upon hundreds of times when I became a pilot. Hopefully I never have to do that ever again. I want to take a moment to thank a couple of people that were key to this experience and to, well, since then I've become a CPC, so I want to talk about that and tell about some of the people that, thank you. I want to talk about some of the people that made that happen. So for this event, I want to thank Justin. He couldn't be here with us today because he's on his way to becoming one as well. And Jim Huda, our soup that day. I put both of them to work. You can't hear it here, obviously, but I was making Justin call every weather facility for every airport nearby, and Jim was calling every airport, figuring out where we're going with this airplane. And I also want to thank Tony Walsh for nominating us for the award. I also want to take a moment to thank my first flight instructor, Art Griffin. I know he'll watch this eventually. He's the person that inspired in me my love for aviation. When I was 16 years old, he took me for my first flight, and I caught that bug, and I never looked back, and I'll be ever looking skyward now because of him. Thanks, Art. I also want to take a couple of moments to thank my flight instructors, my instructors, my OJTIs. There's a lot of them. Nate Blabach, Paul Rangich, Robert Tetosian, Christina Schaff, Larry Leong, Derek Sorensen, Kara Kick, Jess Breyer. I couldn't have done it without you guys. You took me from a guy who didn't know anything about air traffic control and made it so now I get to learn about doing air traffic control now that I've certified. Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring us here today. I'm honored and humbled to be here today. Thank you.